Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to this Verbling class. My name's Teacher Amy, and this is a writing class. So if you want to practice your writing skills, we're going to be writing some short stories today with a couple of fun little rules to guide you on the way to writing your short story. So if you've booked a slot in this class, now's the time to come in. And if you would like to practice your writing, I believe there might be a slot left if you're quick. So while we're waiting for everybody to get here, I'm just going to share the links to my Facebook page, my Verbling Teacher Facebook page, and my Verbling Teacher page. And if you're new to Verbling or you've been with Verbling for a while but you didn't know, you can go and look up all the teachers on their Verbling Teacher pages and find out everything you need to know about that teacher, when they're free, who they are, where they're from, watch their welcome video, and perhaps book a tutoring session or attend one of their classes. So, don't forget to check out those links when you have a spare moment. If you do have any further questions, you're very welcome to get in touch with us. You can do that by using the messaging feature, which you'll also find on the Verbling Teacher page. So, today's topic, as I mentioned before, is short story writing. But because short stories can be a little bit vague, I have got a couple of guides for you, whereby you have to choose one one choice, I guess, from each section. I'm going to share a file with you shortly and you'll see what I mean. But for the moment, we're going to say hello to our students before we get started with our writing. So, hello first of all to Ma.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Fine. Thank you. I speak from Italy.
From Italy?
Yes. Sorry for my English. I think my level is intermediate, but I want to try to stay in advanced level. And last summer I stayed I lived in Bristol, in England, for 5 months, and with experience for learning English language, but I wanted to improve better.
Awesome. Well, welcome to Verbling. It's great to meet you, Ma. And it sounds as if you are in some kind of a very big church or cathedral or something. Your voice really echoey. Where are you?
I don't know, because it's not the first time that someone tell me this situation.
Really?
Because I don't know if it's a problem of my cam or something like that. I try to turn down the volume, the audio.
The volume?
The volume, okay. Just
No worries, Ma. That's fine, don't worry about it. It's lovely to meet you anyway, and welcome.
Thank you.
Matteo, hello.
Hello, how do you do?
How do you do? Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Ma, what I'm just going to do is mute you, just so that when I'm speaking to different students, if the other students are muted, it just makes the sound a bit clearer, so that's why. Matteo, tell me about life. How's English learning going?
It's going quite well. Last summer I spent quite a month in London studying English, and then I'm improving it by myself, watching movies, reading books, and of course joining lectures online.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're making a positive improvement. Really good news. Welcome to the class.
Thank you.
Salvatore, how are you?
Hi, Amy.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again, teacher. I'm glad to join in your class, teacher, today.
That's great. How is everything going?
It is everything okay, teacher. In the last time, I can't join in your class because I am very busy.
You've been busy at work?
Work and family, teacher.
Ah, well, there you go. Family's a good thing to be busy with. So, that's great to see you again. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hamad, hello.
Hi, hello. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm from Saudi Arabia. I live here in Taif. Thank you.
Wonderful. Welcome to the class, Hamad.
Welcome.
Anna, welcome back.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you
thank
hear
you.
me?
Yes,
Lots
a
of
long time no
questions.
see. Just 4 minutes, right?
No problem, Anna. We can hear you. Welcome to the writing class. We were just talking about life being unfair in our previous class, so maybe Anna's going to be writing about that. Now she's been inspired. But don't worry if you're not inspired by anything, because I've got some helpful things for you. If you want to access the document, I've pasted the link into the Google chat, and I'm now going to share my screen so that we can see the options that are available to you. So let me zoom in, and as you can see here, there's some instructions on this page. So if I bold this, these are the instructions. It needs a capital. There we go. Basically, we've got two sections. You can see here we've got numbers 1 to 6, and then down further we've got A to H. So your task is to combine, not 3, but 2 of the elements. 3 of the elements, because there's 3 elements, sorry, in each thing. You can see that here we have 3 elements in each section. So you choose one of these, basically, and you combine it with one of these to create a story. So we're going to read through them just to make sure everybody understands all the words, and then I'm going to let you go and get on with your writing. So if I could please ask Anna if you could read 1 to 3 for me.
Okay. A stolen ring, fear of spiders, and a sinister stranger. A taxi, an old enemy, and Valentine's Day. Identical twins, a party invitation, and a locked closet.
Thank you, Anna. Hamad, could you read 4, 5, 6 for me, please?
Number 4. A broken wristwatch, peppermint, and a trip away. 5. Aerobox, a secret diary, and something unpleasant under the bed. Number 6. A campfire, a scream, and a small lie that gets bigger and bigger.
Thank you, Hamad. Okay, before we read the next ones, does anyone have any questions about vocabulary? No? All right, awesome. So,
Me.
You do have a question?
Yes. The volume is better now?
No, it's not better, but don't worry about it because we're going to be writing for most of the day anyway.
I don't know about one wristwatch.
A wristwatch?
Yes.
A wristwatch is what you use to tell the time that you wear on your wrist. It's a watch that you wear on your wrist to tell the time, like a clock, but you wear it.
Okay.
Okay.
I understand. Yes.
Great. Ma, could you read A and B, please? Are you there, Ma? No? All right, Matteo, could you read A and B for us?
Yes. At a Chinese restaurant, your character opens his fortune cookie and reads the following message. Your life is in danger. Say nothing to anyone. You must leave. You must leave the city immediately and never return. Repeat, say nothing. Should I go on?
Yes, please.
Okay. B. Your character has to tell his parent that he's getting a divorce. He knows his parents will take his wife's side and he's right.
Great. Thank you, Matteo. Matteo, we'll stop there and I'll get the lovely Salvatore to read C and D for us.
At the airport, a stranger offers your character money to carry a mysterious package onto the plane. The stranger assures your character that it's nothing illegal and points out that it has already been through the security check. Your character has serious debuts but needs the money and therefore agrees. At a garage sale, your character buys an antique urn which she thinks will look nice decorating her bookcase. But when she gets home, she realizes there are someone's ashes in it.
Thank you, Salvatore. An urn is like a pot where you keep the ashes of people who have died. If you're cremated, your body gets burned, and then your ashes go into an urn, okay? Just in case you were wondering. Salvatore, this word here is doubts.
Doubts.
Yeah, great.
Doubts.
Okay, E and F. Anna, could you read those two, please?
A missionary visits your character's house and attempts to convert her to his religion. Your character is trying to get rid of him just as storm warning sirens go off. Your character feels she can't send the missionary out into the storm, so she lets him come down into her basement with her. This is going to be a long storm. Your character picks up a hitchhiker on her way home from work. The hitchhiker tries to persuade your character to leave everything and drive her across the country.
Thank you. And Hamad, could you read the last two for us?
G. Your character's mother-in-law comes to visit for a week, and your character suspects she's trying to poison him. He shares his suspicion with his wife, who says he's always hated her mother, but this accusation is going too far. Meanwhile, your character has stomach cramps, and his mother-in-law is downstairs making breakfast again. H. Your elderly character escapes from the retirement home where his or her children have placed him or her.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
So, your task, everybody, is to choose one of the sections from part 1, combine it with one of the sections from part 2, and to create your story. If you have any more questions about vocabulary, just go ahead and type them into the chat box, and I'll answer them that way so that everyone else can get on with their writing. What I'd like you to do is just to type your name below everything. Make sure it's below the questions so that we don't keep going up and down. Type your writing here. If you prefer, you can write somewhere else on your computer and you can copy and paste after. I'm going to give you about 15 minutes, okay? You've got about 15 minutes to write a little story combining one from section 1 and one from section 2. So, any questions? If not, off you go. If you do have some questions, go ahead and ask. I'm here for the next, well, I'm here all the time. So you can always type to me or just ask.
Teacher, what is when you combine part 1 and 2?
So can you see here?
What is the relationship between them?
Your choice, Hamad. You can decide what to do yourself. So part 1 is here. This is some items that might be part of your story. So you might choose to include a stolen ring, a fear of spiders, and a sinister stranger in your story about going through the airport. Maybe a stranger offers you to carry money and inside is a stolen ring. So you have to try and combine something from part 1 with whatever you choose for your story in part 2. Okay?
Yes, yes.
All right, so good luck, everybody. I will speak to you in 15 minutes. just over 5 minutes left, guys. So start thinking about kind of how you're going to finish and checking through everything. Okay, just a couple more minutes, so it's time to try and finish off and check through what you've written. Okay, so it's time to start correcting what we've written, guys. So what we're going to do is read through your writing and then make some corrections. Is there anybody who would like to go first? No? All right, in that case, I'm just going to go in order of students. So Anna, are you pretty much finished, ready to go?
Yes, I just have to write one sentence to finish it up and I can get started.
Okay, let me know.
Okay, I finished.
Thank
It
you, Anna.
wasn't very creative, teacher.
Well, don't worry about that. I'm sure it was more creative than you think anyway. So if you could please read, Anna.
Okay, my marriage was awful. My husband was behaving like a jerk. He had quit his job and he was living like a teenager. He got a bunch of new tattoos, he bought a Harley Davidson, and I was putting up with all those things. I was feeling overwhelmed, but I was living with it until he cheated on me. He cheated, teacher, sorry. It was the straw that broke the camel's back, and I decided to call my parents to tell them. I was sure they would take my husband's side, and I was right. Of course, I didn't bring up the fact he went out with another woman. I felt ashamed and I hid it from everyone. I called a lawyer, and there were a lot of red tape to go through. We were separated, and I was feeling lonely. I decided to hit the gym and take care of myself. I was doing plenty of aerobic classes. I was jotting down everything on my secret diary to put my feelings out. I cried a river. With my tears, they could solve the drought of the Northeast. But thanks to my diary, I was appearing as stoic as I should appear to everyone. One day, it dawned me up that there was something under my bed, something unpleasant. I panicked. I thought it could be the alligator that used to scare me when I was a child. I had gotten rid of it when I became older, but now, as an adult, it must have come back just because I was lonely in that apartment. I took a deep breath and I decided to look under my bed. I could hear some noise come from there. I tiptoed and I bent my body to see. To my surprise, my ex-husband was there, begging for my forgiveness. I put him out. Get away from here now. He left my house crying like a child, and I felt good. I felt the taste of revenge. He was suffering, and it was exactly what I wanted to see. I hope he will suffer more after the divorce, and I hope I can stay with the house, the car, the children, and a good pension. Of course, I am studying now, thanks to my aerobic class and this class I have been doing there.
Thank you, Anna. That was a surprise. I wasn't expecting that. It was very funny. Well done. Okay, so you chose B and 5, and it was some great writing. So let's go through and see if there's a few corrections we can make. So my marriage was awful. My husband was behaving like a jerk. He had quit his job and he was living like a teenager. He got a bunch of new tattoos. He bought a Harley Davidson. And I was putting up with all those things. Perfect. Well done. I was feeling overwhelmed, but I was living with it. I would say, but I lived with it until he cheated on me, rather than I was living with it. Because you've got until, so it suggests that this happens and then this happens. It means you need the past simple, okay?
Thank you.
It was the straw that broke the camel's back. Great idiom, and I decided to call my parents to tell them. I was sure they would take my husband's side, and I was right. Of course, I didn't bring up the fact he went out with another woman. I felt ashamed and I hid it from everyone. I called a lawyer, and there was a lot of red tape to go through. We were separated. We separated. The verb, like the action of separating, is past simple. If you say we were separated, it means that you were experiencing the state of being separated rather than the action. Okay. So because you started out the story saying that you were together, then we need the action so that we know that you separated. And then I would say I began to feel lonely, because it wouldn't have happened maybe straight away. It could be. It depends if you were feeling lonely before. That's up to you. I decided to hit the gym and take care of myself. Good, full stop, I think. I was doing plenty of aerobics classes, and I would say and here. And I was jotting down everything in my secret diary to let my feelings out. To let my feelings out. I cried a river with my tears. My tears could have solved, because we're in the past. So we need to say could have solved rather than could solve. Could have solved the drought of the Northeast. But thanks to my diary, I was appearing as stoic as I should appear to everyone. Very nice. One day it dawned on me. Nice choice of words there, Anna. That there was something under my bed, something unpleasant. I panicked. I thought it could be, I think you missed that one out. I thought it could be the alligator that used to scare me when I was a child. I've gotten rid of it when I became older. I got rid of it. I got rid of it when I got older. But now as an adult, it must have come back just because I was lonely in that apartment. I took a deep breath and I decided to look under my bed. Full stop, I think, because we want a bit of drama. I could hear some noise coming from there. I tiptoed and I bent my body to see. To my surprise, my ex-husband was there begging for my forgiveness. I think here you would say, I chucked him out, Anna. Not I put him out. I chucked him out. Get away from here now. I think we need a capital and an exclamation mark for that one. Get away from here now. He left my house crying like a child, and I felt good. I felt the taste of revenge. He was suffering, and it was exactly what I wanted to see. Gosh, I hope I never break up with you, Anna. I hope he will suffer more after the divorce, and I hope I can stay in the house. Stay in the house with the car, the children, and a good pension. Of course, I am stunning now, thanks to my aerobics classes. Or you can take class, but it's definitely aerobics. And the squats I have been doing there. Awesome, Anna. A great start. Thank you. And really, really few corrections. It was excellent. Well done. Okay, Hamad, where is yours? Okay, awesome. Are you ready, Hamad, to read for us, please?
Yeah, okay. Okay, yes. One and if. One day I was going sightseeing around Taif City in Saudi Arabia. I found a ring which is very strange in shape and color. It was made of diamond. I took it and put it in my middle finger. I was happy to wear that. After 2 weeks, when I went to a Chinese restaurant, I opened a cookie and found a surprise thing, which is in it a written message. Your life is in danger. Leave the city now and never return.
Ah, Hamad, the suspense. It's like a cliffhanger at the end of yours. But well done. Some good writing. I know 15 minutes isn't so long, but maybe you can carry this on at home if you've got some ideas of what could happen next.
Yes, but yes, I just thought about 3 minutes and most of the time thinking about what I'm writing.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't worry about it. It's great writing. A few things to correct, so let's go through it. So one day I was going sightseeing around Taif City in Saudi Arabia. Excellent. I found a ring which was, because we were in the past, so don't forget all the verbs need to be in the past, which was very strange in shape and colour. It was made of diamonds. Lucky you. I took it and put it on my middle finger. Perfect. I was happy to wear it. I was happy to wear it. After 2 weeks, what we would tend to say, Hamad, is 2 weeks later. Okay? Excuse me, Edgar, if you could just keep muted, please, because we're going through Hamad's work. Okay, 2 weeks later, Hamad, rather than after 2 weeks, okay? We don't usually use that phrase after 2 weeks. If we want to talk about the future, we'd say in 2 weeks. If we're talking about the past, we'd say 2 weeks later. We don't say after 2 weeks, okay?
Yes, okay.
So that's a common mistake, but you won't hear native speakers saying after 2 weeks generally. So 2 weeks later, when I went to a Chinese restaurant, I opened a cookie and found a surprise. We don't need to say thing. We just say a surprise in it. We found a surprise in it. A written message. Your life is in danger. Leave the city now and never return. I think we need another exclamation mark there, Hamad, because it's pretty scary. All right, very good. Only a very few mistakes. So don't forget, this verb was in the past. This one just, maybe you don't need to have so many words. And 2 weeks later. Brilliant, well done.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, it is your turn, Ma. See if I can find your writing. Here we go. All right, are you ready?
Okay. A strange day at 8 o'clock in the evening when I worked in my Chinese restaurant located in the suburbs of London, a famous restaurant near the railway station. I read that message. First time, I suppose. Who sent me that? Anyway, I suppose it's someone who doesn't.
Sorry, Ma. There we go.
I suppose it's someone who doesn't like me. So for first, I took the first taxi in the street, and I went my home. I was so scared. When I reached my home, my girlfriend waited me, and when she looked at me, and my expression, my face asked me, "Anything wrong, my darling?" I answered, "No, nothing, just this one." And I showed her the message. She began laughing, and she told me, "Happy Valentine's Day, my darling." You understand what
Yes.
it's possible that there is an idea for an advertisement, you know?
Ah!
For Valentine's Day, yeah?
Very interesting. All right, cool. I was not expecting that. Actually, it made it better that that part was on the other page because I didn't read ahead. All right, let's make some corrections. Well done. So, a strange day at 8 o'clock in the evening when I I would say was working, because this is the background, so it's something that's happening in the background to the main story. So we'd probably say I was working. And we work at somewhere, okay? I was working at my Chinese restaurant. We don't need a capital for restaurant. We just need it for Chinese because it's a nationality or descriptive of a country. Located in the suburbs of London. Have 3 dots if you want to have a ... okay? The famous restaurant near the railway station. ... I read, don't forget, I always has to be a capital in English. You can't have a lowercase I by itself. So I read that message. The only thing that's a bit confusing, Ma, is we're not sure exactly which message you're talking about. You haven't explained the message. So what you need to say really is like, I read a message that suddenly appeared on my phone, or that I saw on the table. What kind of message is it? A text message, I think.
The message of the
fortune cookie.
Yes, your life is in danger. Yes.
All right, so perhaps we need to add something like, I opened tonight's fortune cookie and read the message. And now we're clear where the message is from, okay?
Okay.
Or something along those lines. Then the colon doesn't have a space. So the first time I supposed who sent me that. I know what you're trying to say here, but we probably wouldn't say it quite like that. What we might say is, at first, I wondered. The wonder is when you think something to yourself. You're going, I wonder if my mum's at home right now, or I wonder if it was going to rain in a minute, or something like that. You're thinking it to yourself, okay?
Okay.
So at first I wondered, who sent me that, past tense? An old enemy? Maybe question mark again, because you're still wondering, and we want the writing to reflect that. So I supposed it might be. Someone who doesn't like me. So, but first, I took the first taxi in the street. I would say straight away. Maybe you mean something more along the lines of straight away or immediately or... Yeah?
Immediately, yes.
So, straight away, I took the first taxi in the street. I would say we generally need to have this in the other order. So I took the first taxi in the street. Actually, because you've said I took the first taxi in the street, it means straight away anyway, so perhaps we don't need that. And I went home. I was so scared. If you're scared, I think we need an exclamation mark. That's a typo. When I got home, my girlfriend was waiting for me, because this is like another background thing, right? She's there waiting, and when she looked at me, perfect, and saw the expression. So to look is when she's doing the action of just putting her eyes on you, and then she saw the expression means like she actually took the expression in, she internalized it, she processed it on my face. Oops, sorry, wrong key. On my face, and asked me, she would generally say, is there, but you can start with anything wrong. Anything wrong, my darling? We need a question mark because it's a question. I answered, no, nothing. And when you start a speech, you need to have a capital letter and a comma beforehand. So no, nothing, just this message, I'd say, because it's not clear otherwise. You could say one, but maybe just to make it clearer for the reader. Just this message, and I showed her the message. Full stop. I think we need a full stop there. She began laughing, and she told me, Happy Valentine's Day. Well done. All right, great work. So just a couple of things. Maybe try to do some more sentences, and you can use the ... but try not to use it so often, because it just takes away the impact if you do it too often. But in general, well done, excellent, and quite a funny ending. So nicely done, Ma.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, Matteo, your turn. Where are you?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, C and 5. So off you go, Joseph.
Yes. Okay. Joseph was a young college student looking for new adventures and experiences. One day, during an aerobic class, he met a strange woman who suggested him to travel to Germany. In fact, in her opinion, that country could offer many funny opportunities for a young guy. The same day, he traveled to the airport and he bought his ticket to begin his journey. However, at the airport, he met a strange man who asked him to bring a little package with him during the flight, saying it was nothing dangerous. The young guy accepted the deal, since he was really needing the money the man offered him. When he landed in Germany, he opened the package and he realized that it contained a secret diary. However, when he gets to the hotel for the night, he felt like he had something unpleasant under the bed. In fact, maybe the diary could contain mysterious and dangerous information.
Ooh, Matteo, this sounds like kind of a mystery novel or something. Very nicely written, by the way. Well done. Okay, let's go through and see if we've got any corrections. So, Joseph was a young college student looking for new adventures and experiences. One day, during an aerobics class, he met a strange woman who suggested... Okay, the verb to suggest, and also similar to recommend, is a little bit funny. Because it's not what you expect it to be. If you say who suggested him to travel, it doesn't actually mean what you think it means. What you really mean is he suggested he travel. To make a suggestion that he travel to another country. If you say suggested him, it's like you're suggesting him is the one instead of somebody else to travel. So if you want to just clarify or look that up, then I'll give you a website. You can go and read a bit more of an explanation. But here we need who suggested he travel, okay? Who suggested he travel to Germany.
Okay, thank you.
In fact, in her opinion, that country could offer many funny opportunities for a young guy. I'd say fun, because funny usually is like to do with laughing. Fun is enjoyment, okay?
Okay.
I would say instead of could offer, just offers or offered.
Okay.
The same day, he travelled to the airport and he bought his tickets to begin his journey. Awesome. However, at the airport, he met a strange man who asked him to bring a little package with him during the flight, saying that it was nothing dangerous.
Okay.
The young guy accepted the deal since he was really in need of the money. Or he really needed the money. The man offered him. When he landed in Germany, he opened the package and he realized that it contained a secret diary. Interesting. However, when he got to the hotel, well done for using the right phrasal verb for the night, he felt like he had something unpleasant under the bed. He felt like, probably better to say there was rather than he had. It sounds a little bit funny. There was something unpleasant under the bed. In fact, maybe that diary could contain mysterious and dangerous information. Maybe that diary contained. Because we've already got maybe. You could say, in fact, that diary might contain mysterious and dangerous information, but we've already got maybe, so we don't want to say that twice, okay?
Okay, maybe contain mysterious and dangerous information.
Exactly. Matteo, that was really well written. Hardly any corrections. Well done.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, teacher, could you send me the link for the who suggested
Suggest and recommend? Yep. I'll do it at the end of class, Matteo. I'll just have a look at Salvatore's writing, and just if you can just remind me before we go, and I'll do it straight away.
Thank you.
Okay, Salvatore, your turn.
Okay, I'm not sure, teacher. I try.
Yeah, go ahead.
That night, Arsène Lupin had finished his work. He went at a Chinese restaurant to celebrate the good work that he made. He stole a ring of value a lot of money. While he was eating, someone looked at him. After that, a waiter took him a cookie message where there was written that he had to leave immediately the city because his life was in danger, without to tell anyone. Lupin thought who could wrote that message because he had a lot of money in the last years. Suddenly, in his dish, he saw a spider and he started to scream. He hated the spiders and thought maybe Spider was there for the same reason of the cookie message. He got nervous and left the restaurant without to pay the bill. He called a taxi and he went to the airport and took the first plane to America. But he thought to come back and discover who wanted to kill him. When he was at the plane, he dreamed spiders that wanted to eat him. He woke up full of fear and called the hostess and ordered a bottle of wine.
Salvatore. Okay, great story. I like your character's name, Salvatore. Arsenio Lupin. Sounds amazing. How did you come up with that? Just your imagination. How did you think of that name? Why did you choose such a cool name?
Because I know the story of Arsenio Lupin, teacher.
Ah, okay. Who is he?
You don't know this? Arsenio Lupin is a famous character from France.
Ah, okay. Well, there you go. All right, good choice. I'll have to look him up after class. So, that night, Arsenio Lupin had finished. That looks like the German spelling of finished, if finished was a German word, Salvatore. We don't usually have C's when it's a sh sound, okay? So, SH, okay. His work. He went to a Chinese restaurant to celebrate the good work that we don't make work, we do work, okay? So he had done.
Okay.
He stole a ring of value, a lot of money. He stole, the easiest way to say this, Salvatore, is he stole a valuable ring. He stole a valuable ring. You can say worth a lot of money if you want. Oops, I forgot to put ring. Worth a lot of money. While if you use a capital for he, it looks as if you're talking about God, okay? So it's probably better just to stick with the lowercase. While he was eating, someone looked at him. Well done. After that, a waiter took him a cookie message where it was written that he had to leave immediately, almost immediately with an E here, okay?
Okay.
He had to leave immediately the city. We can't put that. We have to say he had to leave the city. The object needs to come straight after the verb. Leave the city immediately because his life was in danger. His life was in danger, not dangerous, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Without, sorry, no full stop. Without telling anyone. Without telling anyone. Lupin thought with an H. In this case, this is quite a good place to use the word I was just talking about before. Lupin wondered. He wondered, thought to himself, who could have written, bit of a tricky tense, because we always have to stay in the past or further back in the past, because we're telling a story that's already in the past, Salvatore. So if something happens before something that happens in our story, as in when the message had been written, we need to use another tense, okay? So who could have written that message? Because he had a lot of enemies in the last years. He had the past perfect because of what I just explained, okay? You've got to go back before the story into the last years where he had a lot of enemies, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly, without an E, in his dish he saw a spider and he started to scream. I think we need an exclamation mark. He hated spiders and thought maybe the spider... He hated spiders. We don't need the article in English when we're talking about liking or disliking, okay? We just use the plural. He hated spiders and thought maybe the spider was there for the same reason as the cookie message. He got nervous and left, not leaved, left the restaurant.
Left, okay.
Without paying. This is the same as without telling. You've got to use the ing, okay, after this word here, without. He called a taxi, and he went to the airport and took the first plane to America. But he thought to come back and discover who wanted to kill him. He thought of coming back. He thought of coming back. And discovering, he thought of coming, he thought of discovering who wanted to kill him. When he was at the plane, when he was in the plane, or on the plane actually, we'd say more. When he was on the plane, he dreamt of spiders that wanted to eat him. How horrible. He woke up full of fear and called the hostess, or a hostess, and ordered a bottle of wine. Great ending. Well done. Do you understand all those corrections, Salvatore?
Yes, teacher. I don't know that we use without, we use the verb in ing, right?
Yes.
I don't remember this rule. After without this rule, okay.
Yep. All right. So, well done. Some lovely writing from all of you. I'm going to send the link to you. Was it Matteo? I think so.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll post it onto the little chat just after we hang up. Okay. So thanks everybody. Great writing. Have a really great day, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you very much. Bye. Thank you.